Hi everyone, welcome back to another Jaguars in the Barn video. Here's my Jaguar and it's inside my barn. Catchy title. Right, so what we're going to do today is have a go at doing a bit of leather work on my interior. So I think as I showed you on my last video last week when I cleaned the car, there was a slight colour difference after I give them a clean. I'll see if the camera can pick it up. But there you go. You can see it's just, this is original. I cleaned all the faces and I think it's sort of probably taken a bit of the colour off. So it's just come out sort of a shade or so lighter. So what I think I'm going to start off with today is the centre console cubby box lid. You can see it's a little bit worn on the side. So I'm going to try that first, see how I get on. And then if it's successful, we'll move on to the seats. Now the stuff that I got, there you go, over to my bench. It's arrived in the post today. I bought it online, as you can see there from the Scratch Doctor Leather Clinic, all-in-one colorant for restoring the colour of all types of leather, and it's specifically Jaguar Ivory NED, which is the colour code of my car. So I'm hoping it's going to be a proper decent match. So that's what I'm going to be using. I've also got some Upholstery Renovation cleaner, which I bought for, I think it was one of my other cars a few years ago, for the leather interior on that. Works really well, cleans up really well. I've just put a spray nozzle on to make it easier. Some new microfiber cloths just to clean it down, and the leather colorant goes on with a sponge. So as you can see there, I've raided the kitchen supplies and I've got a sponge to do that. So the first thing I'm going to do is just to clean it. So just using this cleaner here, just go to the car. I'm not sure how much I'm going to be able to do this with holding the camera and doing it, so we'll see how we go. So we'll just basically put the cleaner on. We'll leave that just to soak in for a few seconds, and then with one of our nice clean microfiber cloths, we're going to give it a bit of a wipe down and see how we go. So if I get in the car best I can, you can see the cleaner on there, and so we're just going to give it a wipe around just to remove any of the top surface dirt that's ingrained in the leather. There we go. This is tricky with one hand. Oh, there's my fingers making an appearance. Just clean off the bit of over spray. Just fold it over. You can see the dirt has come off it there. So we'll fold the cloth over again and give it a proper buff up. Like that. Which actually has come up clean now, but the problem is this scuffing, cracking, obviously over the years where the arm's been rested on it whilst driving. So that's what we're going to tackle. So I'm going to have a go at that. Bear with me, and I'll come back to the video once I've put a coat on, see how it goes. Okay, so I've grabbed the colorant. I'll just put a little piece on my sponge. So with the one hand and holding the camera, let's try and see what happens. We'll share the experience together. So there we go. And we're going to do the whole armrest. Just get a bit more colour. Hopefully without spilling it all inside my car. I should get a tripod really, shouldn't I? Right, got a bit more on there now. See if we can get it all over. Work it all into the leather so we don't get any, let's move the lid, so we don't get any lines. And there we go. So that's one coat in. It's actually come up pretty well, isn't it? You can see the scuffs and scratches there for the first coat. Yeah, really impressed. That's covered really well, isn't it? So it says to let it dry thoroughly between coats using a hairdryer or similar. So that's what I'm going to do. So I won't bore you with the rest of that. And I think another couple of coats. We've got a bit of staining over here. You can see that I want to cover because it just won't come off. And we'll show you the finished result. So I'll catch you back in a bit. Okay, so I've given the center console, it's still a bit wet, so that's why it looks shiny. That was so I rubbed in a base coat, which I let that dry, and then what I ended up doing was I got the sponge and I went on like a dabbing motion, and that covered it really, really brilliantly. The light's not very good in here, I'm sorry if it's a bit dark. I'll say it's a bit shiny because it's still wet, but it's covered amazing. Look at that. And the scuff that was over there, that's air bubbles on there, look. Let's try and... So I think by the time that's dried, I've buffed it. Might need another coat. But that's come out really well. So I'm going to have a go at my seat as well, just to show you what I mean about like a dabbing motion. So I'll just get a bit of the colour on my sponge, one-handed again, it's a bit tricky, just to show you. Then what I ended up doing was, say, a dabbing motion to work it like that into all the grain. And hopefully you can see it going on. So I'll just do this headrest bit just to show you, so you don't get too bored. Let's give it a gentle wipe over. Just to say, get it into all the nooks and crannies. It's hard. I'm trying to watch my hand and the screen, so I apologise if the camera keeps going off what I'm doing. There we go, something like that. I know it's hard with the light because it's all shiny now, but that will dry back dull, I'm hoping, like the rest of the leather. So that's what I'm going to end up doing. So I'm going to keep going and then see if we can see what the difference is like. Because at the moment you can see there's, hopefully you can see, again, little stains on the seats and what have you. Creases in the bolster. So we'll keep going. We'll do the whole seat. And hopefully we'll be able to see an improvement. Right, hi again. So it's been about 10 minutes, I guess. I've given my seat its first coat. And hopefully you can see what an improvement that is on the side bolsters and the seat base. It's going to need another coat, I reckon, because you can just about still see the stains through that first coat of paint. But for first coat coverage, I am super impressed. If I just sort of try and stand it back a bit so it focuses, you can see it's actually a really good colour match for the original. So yeah, super pleased. There's the center console one there. So if I sort of walk around the car, you can see it from the same angle as I originally shot it. So there you go, hopefully you can then see the difference. Yeah, I'm super pleased. That front seat as well. Again, I know, I'm sorry it's a bit dark. Obviously it will dry off duller than that. It will buff it up. You can see the difference in that seat to this one. Which obviously I haven't done yet. See how grubby it is. Nice clean one. So there you go. So I'll just continue doing the rest of the car and then hopefully we'll show the end results on another video. So cheers for now, everyone.